Well, I'm trying to see. I can't see the chat here. Okay. I think I've got it. Yes, DAI is live. And you're looking at I think this is a Tom Clancy book that I'm trying to put this up on. Can everybody hear me? Hey everybody, there's Dakota Shipley. Now, I haven't done a video today yet, and I decided I would do this one. Ooh, London. XRP about to explode. Yeah, I haven't done a live stream in quite a while, and so I just thought that I would do one. As you can see, I'm at the beach, and I see somebody in Boston, see somebody in Newcastle, but I have my coffee out here, and I just decided I would do a live stream. Just why not? And I was reading some news this morning. I can't remember what the guy's name is. He's from like AM TV or something like that, but he's like a Bitcoin guy. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing a lot of Bitcoin people that are finally kind of, seems like they're making like the transition, like they're figuring out that XRP is going to be the one. And so I say welcome to the party. Yeah, Christopher Green. Thanks, Don. I think that was Don Cheat. It's Christopher Green, and he does I think he has a pretty big-sized YouTube channel. And I actually reached out to Christopher to see if I could talk to him about what the change was, and maybe I can get with him on that. Who knows? Maybe I can get him on the show. Hayden, I see people in Sydney there, but Rhode Island is in the house. Alan Dunstan, Chase Smith. Yeah, he's got 700,000 subscribers, and so I have to wonder what in the world the story is there. But look, if for anybody that's really paying attention, do the paths lead anywhere else besides XRP? I really don't feel like they do. Man, I wish I could put my sunglasses on out here. It's really bright. But if I put the sunglasses on, I can't see the chat here. So anyway, I just went and I broke my low carb rule, and I just went and had some of the best French toast that I've had in a while. Sometimes I get to cheat on vacation. So Ethereum is killing it. I haven't been watching those things here lately. Well, I've been looking, I've seen the market the last few days. The one that jumped out at me was Cardano. It's gone up like 50% in the last, some crazy amount of time. Yeah, Curly Winston says, how about ADA? Wales. Man, some of these countries, I really look forward to going to. I'm ready to do some traveling. I always say that when I see people coming across with from all these cool places, and I love to travel. I was talking to my 14-year-old on the way down to Florida, and he said that he just doesn't like to travel. He likes his routine of hitting baseballs and doing the things we do on the norm. So anybody has any kind of questions? I don't do these. There's Mr. B. Enjoy the vacay. So check my DM. Yeah, I'm planning on trying to do one video today, but I do have something very special in store for you guys this week. And so if you have any questions about XRP, now would be a good time, or any questions about Ripple, now would be a good time to throw them out there, and then I'll go and look at them, because if you've ever had a question that you really wanted to have answered by somebody that would really know, now might be the time to throw it into this chat, because I just might know someone who could answer some of those questions. Thank you for the super chat there. These things are scrolling so fast that I can't see everything. My phone's sideways. One time I was doing a live stream, and they were, because I had not done many of them, and I think Sam I Am had told me that you got to turn your phone sideways, and so These are the basic things. Thank you, Jamie. These are the basic things that I don't. When you don't live stream a lot, there's a lot of lessons you have to learn, just like anything. So, any questions you guys might have, I'm listening. So, go to Live Coin Watch. Run your cursor over the past month. It's quadrillions. Hey, folks, we're not talking about some of the money here. I'm not joking when I say we are talking about all of the money, and you don't have to take my word for it. Take Evan Schwartz of Ripple, take his word for it, the guy that was one of the guys that created the Interledger protocol. UK jacked billions in dormant accounts. When these governments get desperate, you better believe they're gonna jack accounts. Okay, let's see what we got. Hey, Corey, thank you. Yeah, you know, down here in Florida, you guys can't see the beach, and in a minute I'll lift the phone up and you will be able to see down there. Nobody's paying attention to all of this stuff in Florida. I don't have cinnamon in my coffee right now, Hunter. It's just because in the condo I'm in, they did not provide me cinnamon. How dare they? But I would. Actually, when I'm not doing low carb, I do. When I'm not doing low carb, I will do an occasional cream and sugar in my coffee, and I did do that this morning. Price target. You know, by the way, XRP Crypto Wolf sent me a list of questions. XRP Crypto Wolf has a coil blog. Now, as you can see, I'm kind of on vacation right now, but there's two things that are going to happen even with my being on vacation. One is I'm going to answer all of XRP Crypto Wolf's questions from the interview he's doing. He has a coil blog, and he's going to post all of the answers to his questions, and I will answer all of the questions, and so you can get a little bit more insight into what I think about things from it's questions you guys a lot of people had asked on Twitter. And the other thing that's going to happen is in the next here in the next 2 days, I'm going to do something that I haven't done before, and it'll involve you seeing me live as well, and you're going to find it pretty darn interesting, because something interesting is going to go down. Consolidate lawsuit must be settled before breakout. I think the lawsuit's a distraction, to be honest. Just like I think the price is a distraction. I've told you before, the XRP as a security thing is BS. I don't think it ever has been a real issue, personally. And the reason I say that, there's a lot of reasons, but one of them is that, like I've said a lot of times on my channel, is that Miguel Valles, Brad Garlinghouse, you name them, all these Ivy Leaguers that work for this company, Ripple, they don't show up without a get out of jail free card if that was even an issue, which I don't think, and maybe for those of you that don't remember, in 2015, there was Ripple was fined $700,000 by FinCEN, and maybe that was the moment that there was a physical piece of paper where they could hold it up and say, no, FinCEN fined us, we paid it, and so now it's okay to sell XRP. But not for a second is XRP a security something that I lose any sleep on ever, because it's bull. But here's the but. I do think that at some point we will find out, or the public will realize, hey, that isn't an issue. And when that happens, I only believe there's two, as far as news, like news that could affect price. I think there's only two pieces of news that could affect price with XRP. There's only one piece of news that has really affected price in XRP's history, and that was when it was the escrow was announced back in, I believe it was January 2018. That's when the major run-up happened. I believe that an announcement if there was, and I don't know, there may not be an announcement that XRP is not a security, but if there was, I don't know, they might need to announce that one way or another before Ripple's able to do an IPO. I don't know. But if there were two pieces of news that would, in my opinion, affect price immediately, it would be a declaration like that. Because if you can imagine, think about all of the people. I mean, life is about risk and reward. So higher the risk, higher the return. Okay, or lower the return. So, but there are a lot of people who would not be willing to put their money on the table if they really believe that that XRP could be called a security. But think about how many of those people will all of a sudden come in once they realize it's not. Okay. Second piece of news is a supply related thing. If people found out that there was any kind of either pre-allocation or some kind of any kind of event that would be a supply thing, where people realize that Ripple does not or would not control all of that XRP going forward, that would be a game changer too, because that's another one of the major concerns of some people. So anyway, I just thought that would be those two things are as far as news that could change things in my mind. Price glitch, real price is I've seen the price. Since I've been in this, I've seen a lot of price glitch type things. And those are interesting, but I don't know that it's anything more than that. We've even seen price glitches on Ripple's website. Thank you, LKBC. I appreciate that. I do like a pint. I want to go back to Ireland and drink some Guinness. I had some Guinness in a pub there one time, some Guinness and Irish stew, and I never have forgotten about that. I'd like to go back. Ireland is a beautiful place. Okay, I can see it now. By the way, I think you guys are looking. The book that we're on top of here is David Baldacci, Absolute Power. I've never read it. I just grabbed the book off the shelf. Murphy's Irish Red Beer. How was your call around VeChain? Oh yeah, I couldn't remember if I had mentioned my VeChain call, but VeChain, I'm a big believer in VeChain after I had talked to a guy who was he was actually a guy that was involved in the creation of the for those of you that are familiar, it's called the play table. I think I had shown it on my channel before, but the play table, I actually took the thing out and I was playing with it with my son, and somebody had actually sent me a long time ago, and I had never taken it out of the box, a play table just to play around with and see what I thought. And I never had taken the thing out of the box, but I did, and it's really an amazing technology. You can see how board games could be changed completely, and the way that has to do with VeChain is, I think somehow that they use tokens or whatnot, that type of thing, but I don't remember exactly. Tezos, I've heard a lot of good things about Tezos, but I've never really studied it much. Maybe I need to. Let's see here. There's Guinness. This thing's going pretty fast. Let's see. Yes, I like ADA. I haven't studied XFin or any of that. I've seen people talking about it on Twitter, but I haven't looked into that at all. Mine's pretty simple, and I help my father. We do different things with digital assets, but my big things are it's XRP, XLM, ADA, VeChain, Ethereum. I'm not comfortable with this transition to Ethereum 2.0, and for that reason, I stay away from Ethereum right now. But I'm not. Look, I think that in the short to mid run, I think when this all goes off, most of these core, top 10 or so digital assets are going to do really well. I think that includes Bitcoin, even though I think Bitcoin is a inferior technology, and I think everybody knows it. I think enough wealthy people have bought into the Bitcoin thing that they're going to make sure that it does its thing in the short to mid run anyway. Yeah, I was kicking myself. I did not have any Cardano. Yeah, Hedera hash graph is one of my things too. I like that. I don't own any right now, but I plan to. And look, when I talk about digital assets on this channel, I'm not talking about any of this stuff in terms of, oh, so and so has pumped today or yesterday or last week. That's not why I'm here. That is not why I'm here. I'm here and I'm looking at these things, and the first thing I'm looking at is what jumped out at me about Ripple in the first place. Is here you got this list of all these digital assets on CoinMarketCap, and if you go website by website and you really go look into these things, when I first started, I mean, you had things called like barbecue coin of all things, and they weren't issued by some barbecue restaurant either. I can promise you that. And so when you go down that list and you come to Ripple and you look at the people involved and the people backing it, and all of a sudden you're talking about real deal Holyfield people. I mean, you're talking about, you know, Ivy Leaguers and venture capitalists out of Silicon Valley that are really backing the certain projects. And it's easy to go down CoinMarketCap and see what is bull and what is what is worthy of taking a look at. It doesn't take a genius. I can promise you that. And that's how I start with just about everything. Somebody asked Brad. I didn't see if Brad Combs was in here or not, but I am so bad at reading these chats, but I'm trying my best here. Bitcoin is going, some of them go fast. Hey, there's Cryptopolis. You know, Cryptopolis, that reminds me, I was thinking about calling you Cryptopolis, and I think I'm going to call you maybe today because you've been kind of quiet lately, and I was going to check in on you, but I also wanted to talk to you about something I was working on, so just be ready for that. My wife's probably going to get mad at me because she just went on a walk, and I said, well, I got to do a live stream first, and she rolled her eyes and went on a walk with my 14-year-old, and so I'm taking one for the team here. But I don't have to unload the dishwasher here. I do not have to do that. Yeah, Cryptopolis. I don't know why, but I was having a drink yesterday evening, and the thought just went through my mind to check in on Cryptopolis, and so I'm going to give you a call. Let's see what else we got here. We're looking at 813 people in here. For a guy that doesn't even know how to do a live stream, I'm pretty proud of myself there. Trump taking the Fed and its impact on XRP. Folks, I just think I think this cake has been baked for a long time. That's just what that's what I believe. But let's see, Brad comes. I keep seeing your name, but I missed you in here. Are you in here? If you're in here, let me know. I'll know you when I see you. Tic Tacs. I do like my Tic Tacs. There's Brad. Hey, Brad, what's up, man? You're one of the few people that has a wrench. Please use it in here, because that's one of the worst things about my doing these live streams is that I'm so bad at monitoring these things since I don't ever do it. And there can be some nasty hombres that come through these things. Thank you, I Deadly. Is that what that says? Hey, I tried my best to give you guys the perfect ocean view. I have one of those stands that I can put my phone in. So next time I come to the beach, I'm gonna bring my stand so that you can have an unobstructed view of the ocean, and it's a good view. Been live for 20 minutes. I'm gonna go at least 30 minutes just because I never do this for you guys. Yeah, the water down here is amazing, and it's almost like the Bahamas down here. I am not in the Bahamas. All in on X. You should keep. Let me tell you what I did buy this morning. I did buy some VeChain this morning. I don't have as much VeChain as I would like to have. I did start to buy some VeChain, and what I do is like if I had, let's say I had $1,000 to buy digital assets, I would buy XRP all day long. But if I have $50 or $100, then I might throw it towards a VeChain, or something like that. Or if I have $300, it might go to some Stellar. But anyway, but again, I mentioned it earlier in the stream, but for those of you that didn't hear it, here's mine. And I only include Bitcoin and Ethereum because I think that there's been a lot of buy-in that's going to cause those two to do well in the short to mid-term. Because look, investments don't necessarily have to be they don't necessarily have to make sense for big money people to position them to make themselves to make money on them. That's kind of how I look at those two. Now, as far as what I think is the real tech and what's going to happen is XRP, XLM, VeChain, Cardano. I think this Charles Hoskinson. The only thing that's concerned me about ADA over the course of time is just that Charles Hoskinson is so smart, but I've always wondered if they had the business angle of Cardano worked out. They did hire a guy as like a marketing guy or whatever, and then I saw them at the World Economic Forum, and so I'm kind of hoping that these guys are on top of things, and really from a business perspective that they have the right people in charge. I mean, again, not in the realm of what I think of XRP, none of these. But look, that doesn't mean that we can't diversify a little bit. Even Brad Garlinghouse has talked about that. I've probably missed it, but everybody's being reasonably nice in the chat. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Mr. B, take the kids jet skiing. Now here's the deal, Mr. B. Both of my kids yesterday, I was out there on the beach. Both of them wimped out on the jet ski and they had one of these little rafts that they were pulling behind a boat or behind the jet ski, and both of them wimped out on it. But I think I'm going to make them get on the jet ski today. A lot of people don't realize that in the ocean, jet skiing, like in a lake, is kind of like chop, chop, chop and beats you when there's waves. But in the ocean, it's different. It's like you have these rolling waves, and you can really get some air. It can be kind of spooky. Something you get going fast enough. When I was a kid, we had the jet skis back then where it might go 30 or 40 miles an hour. These things go so fast. These things go 80 miles an hour. You turn real sharp. You can break your neck on the things. That's what it feels like. All right. Let's see. I'm looking at your chat here. Can y'all hear the ocean? What do I think about Brad Jed Larson holdings of XRP? What I think about it is I think that these guys, I think you're going to have a handful of what will be the wealthiest people. I mean, this you can say this is crazy, but I don't think it's crazy. I think you're going to have a handful of, from Ripple, what the original holders of XRP. I think you will have a handful of guys who, when it's all said and done, will be 2 or 3 of the wealthiest people in the history of the world. And then I think that, but I do not think that XRP is held by. I think that there's going to be some sort of a scenario, and Miguel Valles referred to, maybe down the road, Ripple becoming a lender of last resort. Part of me thinks that the way it goes down is that there is some type of an organization created, and that organization is either gifted that XRP or something, and is the lender of last resort, and is lending all of this XRP to the world for a long time. I mean, that's one way that this can all go down. It's going to be fun to watch, I can tell you that, because there's no. Look, here's the thing that you need to ask yourself when it comes to just go spend some time in the Wayback Machine and look at what Ripple's done from 2012 until now. And ask yourself this question: is it logical? I mean, after everything we've read and seen about this company, is it logical to you that this 100 billion XRP this genie is just put back in the bottle and put on the shelf and it all just goes away? If that's not logical to you, then what is the other thing that would happen? And that is population growth. 100 billion XRP that is used from now until the end of time. And this 100 billion XRP is not ever increased. Can't be. So what does that look like? I think it looks really exciting. I can't wait to find out. I mean, that to me, no logic to that whatsoever. Yeah, okay. Who is Satoshi Nakamoto? I don't believe Satoshi Nakamoto is a person at all. I don't think that at all. Not after everything I've seen, read, heard, watched. I think Satoshi Nakamoto is I think it's a government or a combination of governments. Yeah, I saw that Giancarlo white paper, and I haven't, to be honest, really dug deep on that yet. Sometimes I do. A lot of you may or may not know this, but I've done either somewhere between 1 and 3 videos a day for, I believe it's almost 3 years, or at least 2 plus, and my brain gets, tired. You know what's happening to me now is I'm literally staring at my computer, and I am my eyes are getting sensitive to. It's like I've been looking at the computer too much over the last few years, and my eyes are starting to hurt and feel tired a lot. And every once in a while, I'll deal with some migraine type issues. I think it's called getting old. I'm 46, but I've spent a lot of time on the computer over the last 10 years, like a lot more than your average person. And so, smoked pork butt. I'm gonna smoke a pork butt when I get home, for sure. Get a bike and ride. I was thinking about what do you think of Ripple's last audit being done this year? I didn't see the rest of that. Yeah, 850 people in the stream, guys. Thank y'all. I wish I need to do this more often. It's easy. You know what's crazy is that with an iPhone or with a y'all, can y'all hit the thumbs up for me? I haven't even asked. That's what you're supposed to do in these live streams. Please hit the thumbs up. I see 215. I think that's weak. If I've got 848 people in here, 215, that's chump change. Come on, throw a dog a bone here. Throw me a freaking bone here. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's from the classic Austin Powers movie. I wish they would start making those again. And Mike Myers is still alive, isn't he? And by the way, someone told me about a great movie that I was going to watch down here on Netflix. It's with David Spade. Somebody remind me what it's called. It just came out, and it's funny. I saw the first 5 minutes, and I had to turn it off because I knew my wife would think it was funny, so I had to, Wrong Missy, that's what it's called. So I was about to watch that the other night, and I had to turn it off. See, you know what's interesting about live streams versus what I do every day is that I am such a silly personality, really, in real life, that you don't see all of that on a live stream. You'll hear me say something silly at the beginning or at the end of a video, but that's kind of really who I am. And Trey Preston, that movie is it's stupid humor. What I say to people is, it's one of those movies you got to get your mind in the right gear before you turn it on. It made me feel awkward. Sometimes it's fun to feel awkward, right? And by the way, I got my 7-year-old, all he eats is chicken fingers and French fries. And I finally got him to eat some popcorn shrimp last night. And I got him to try some crab claws. It is so hard to get a 7-year-old to try anything new. And the kid, now he understands. I tell him all the time, Daddy knows what's going on. You just got to try it. He loved it. I had a margarita last night, I can promise you that. It was one of those big kind. Hey, XRP Rocks. For those of you that don't know, XRP Rocks is one of the guys that I met when I was in Las Vegas. As I recall, XRP Rocks is the one that drew that stick figure that you were looking at when I did I think that was my first live stream ever, as I recall. But back to why I don't do live streams, and this is ridiculous. But I don't do a lot of live streams because my computer, which is a Windows-based computer, there's a lot of software that you have to deal with that, and it's always been such a pain in the butt for me to use that. And so with a phone, it's easy. I just push a button and go live. And Windows is just really a piece of junk, I think, compared to Apple. I've always heard that. I just need to make the transition. In fact, I want to hear you guys' feedback on this. I went to a guy's office this morning, and this guy he wanted to show me, because he knows about me and my channel, and he wanted to show me his studio. He had a full-blown YouTube studio, and it had a green screen. It had the whole thing. And I watched the guy, my father, the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel, was actually on my, they were showing me this, okay? And so I watched, he had like a full-blown studio with the little tiles that soundproof it, the lights. I mean, it was a major setup. And he showed me a video, and he had all these different cool backgrounds that he had in the background. And I was telling him that, I said, it's crazy. I've grown this channel and all, but my technology is like the worst on the internet. And I was like, this would be so cool to have, but I don't know if my audience even wants. I mean, I don't even know if they want to see me. But he showed me video of how he had these cool backgrounds, and he showed me him talking and all this. And I walked out of there, and I told my dad, I said, he's got the perfect setup, but there's one thing that I would change if it was myself doing it, because he's there and he's talking to his audience and all that. I said, Dad, the one thing I would do different is that every once in a while I would do something like something simple, pull out a Coke and start eating some peanuts or something, because what I've learned about YouTube is that look, growing up, we've all watched the news, and it's all so scripted, and it's all the same. Everything's the same. It's like somebody's telling you what to say and all this. But I think part of what is great about YouTube is that it's all of us out there. It's just a bunch of normal people that are going through the same struggles as everybody else, and they want to see someone who has the same problems. They want to see someone who has to unload their dishwasher and has to go through this same mess that we all have to go through. And that is to me part of what makes a channel interesting is to show people your problems, show people that you know, tell them you're on a low carb diet and you got to eat these peanuts and you got this Diet Coke, but you don't like it. You know what I mean? Be real with people, you know. So anyway, it says you have a unique voice. Don't show your voice until you sell your XRP. Do they wrestle gators where you are from? You know, that's more of a New Orleans thing, from what I've seen. Do you like the? I don't know about. I've been seeing this XFin on Twitter a lot the last few weeks, but I don't know anything about it. Look at it. Can y'all see that boat? He's flying across there. That's a fishing boat right there. Good. I'm glad you guys can hear the ocean noise. It's unbelievably nice out here. There's not any seaweed or anything. And usually it's not like that at the beach. I can tell you guys one thing. You are looking at the Gulf Coast right here. Will XRP price rise? Well, that's a pretty basic question. Somebody, you know, in the XRP Crypto Wolf, he sent me the list of questions for me to answer, and the most common question that I get is, what do you think the XRP price can go to? And I'll answer that question for you right here on the live stream. And here's the way I'll answer it. I am not, listen to my words very closely here. The digital asset investor is not here for single digit XRP price. I have been holding my XRP since 2013. I am not here for a single digit XRP price. This may sound crazy, may sound controversial. I don't think it should. I'm not here for a 2-digit XRP price. I am not making 2 videos a day for a 2-digit XRP price. You're not listening to me for a 2-digit XRP price. Nobody is involved. This isn't the largest digital asset community on the planet for a 2-digit XRP price. We're here for things to get real, you know what I mean? And I was telling someone the other day, and you may see me tell them again, some of the smartest people I've ever met are in the XRP community. Some of the smartest people I've ever read, you know, and seen their thoughts and communicated with. Some of the smartest people that I have ever been around are in the XRP community, and they're a lot smarter than I am. I'm a communicator, folks. I mean, I don't pretend to be the smartest guy, you know, on Twitter and the smartest guy on YouTube. I'm not. I mean, that's not what this is about. But I do know how to communicate to you what a lot of smart people know and what they've shown me and different things. I mean, and what I communicate is that, look, and that's why I always say, does my 7-year-old need to draw you a picture? Is because this isn't just some half-baked thing that I decided I'd come on to a YouTube channel and, oh yeah, I'm going to throw all these numbers out and everybody's going to go crazy. No, this is something I've spent the last 7 years of my life involved in. 7 years. And trust me, I mean, I'm tired some days. Some days I don't want to get up and do a video, but you can't. And that's why I see so often on Twitter and on YouTube, and people say all kinds of ugly things, but they're, oh, well, you're just trying to shield this or shield that. No, you can't. Trust me. Try it if you don't believe me. If you ever if you ever want to just shill something or just talk about anything that you don't believe in, all right, take that concept and go make yourself 2 or 3 videos a day for 2 years. Some of them as long as an hour long. Go try doing that and see how long you can keep that up without believing in what you're talking about. You can't do it. Nobody can. Because if you don't believe, and that's what life's about. If you really, and for those of you young people out there, if you really want to find what you're on this planet for, find something you're passionate about, and then go full throttle into that passion, and everything else will happen. Whether I don't care what it is, making money, whatever it is that whatever it is that you're into. But if you're not passionate about it, and I've read books, I've listened to all sorts of people over my life about this type of thing, and if you're not passionate about what you're doing, you can't sustain it. You won't really, and people won't hear the belief. If they don't hear the belief, people aren't stupid. They can pick up on all that. But I couldn't do this for a second if I didn't truly believe it. And trust me, I hopped on a plane on a very short notice and flew. I hated when I flew to Singapore and went to Swell and all that. Oh man, it was misery going through all that. Ask Mr. B, it was misery. But I don't care if it was an army, you couldn't have stopped me from going, because that's what I've been doing. This is 7 years I've been working towards that type of a thing, and being able to be in that room. And trust you me, you stand in the room at Swell and look around you in Singapore, and for me, I stood there and I'm looking around as I'm sweating and dabbing my forehead. I'm looking around and I'm going, man. I mean, I almost wanted to tear up. I'm going, man, how could I have been this right? That's what I was thinking. Sorry to go on that whole rant there, guys, but oh well. Mind-blowing to be, it's what made it all so damn real. Yes, you're right, Mr. B. And Mr. B was cool because he's not many, but a few years older than me, and it was good to have somebody that was. You kind of needed somebody. It would have been 10 times more miserable without somebody that you knew there to. I mean, so many times in this space over the course of the last few years, it's good to know some people that you can bounce things off of and be like, man, am I crazy? And I'm not, because I'm not crazy. We're not crazy. That's the thing. But it's like you have to find enough smart people to bounce things off of, so that, and we've all had these conversations where it's like, did I just hear, or did Brad Garlinghouse really just say New World Order? Did Miguel Baez did Ripple just send out a write-up that said we have a simple goal of being the world's reserve digital currency? Did he really say that his goal is to have the liquidity of a G10 currency in XRP? Did Chris Larson really say that he sees XRP as being somewhat like the Swiss franc? Really? What does that look like? Are you kidding? I mean, these are the kind of things. This is the most fascinating. How do you talk about one company and one digital asset for 3 years unless something big is going on? You can't. This is crazy. This whole thing's crazy. Trust me, I know. Hey, by the way, look out there right now. You see that big yellow boat? I was looking at that yesterday. It's this big yellow boat, and it goes, they stack all kinds of people in there. And it's like a whole boat full of people, and they go up and down the thing here. And I just, that to some may look fun. To me, I see that, and I see a sardine can where I am burning. The second they stop that thing or slowed down, you know how hot it is out there? That's not my bag. Ocean's out of focus. Mr. B, maybe the ocean's out of focus by design. Here, I'll hold it up and let you guys see for a second what we're dealing with. See if we get in focus. What about now? All right. Hey, y'all keep hitting those like and subscribe, the like button there, because I just think that when we've got 876 people in here and only 444 likes, that's weak. I think that y'all are tougher than that. You're stronger than that. You can do better. I'm just messing with y'all. But is it still blurry, or can you see it? I can't even really tell. Here, we'll go that way. A lot of people talking about Hex coin. I don't even know what that is. Well, all right, kids, I've been doing this for 45 minutes, and I think I'm about to bolt out of here. He says tap the screen. Yeah. Mr. B, look, this is the story of my life here. And so the digital asset investor just did a blurry live stream. Isn't that the way it should happen? All right, I'm gonna get out of here, folks, and thank you guys for tuning in. It was fun. Let me know if you want me to do this more often. Every once in a while, I'll do it. I just thought it would be kind of cool at the beach. All right, Mr. B, you're the man. See y'all.